advisors watching, you're not good at marketing. Nick, what do they do? Like they've self-admitted this just isn't my thing.
Other than hire you?
I don't know. I'm asking you like,
yeah, I would say step one is if you've been introspective and be like, hey, I'm not good at this. I don't know where to start. And I think whenever you're in that situation in any point of life, you immediately stop and you seek wise counsel. And then maybe what I would do is I would go to 2 or 3 people who you really enjoy their marketing and ask them, who do you use?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Right. I think I really enjoy what you're putting out. I understand why a consumer would choose you. I think that is step one. Assuming that they have done that, I would say step 2 would be to create a short list of maybe 5 to 10 of the people that you enjoy helping most, and then try to think about their attributes. What do they look like? Are they married? Are they single? Are they divorced? Are they young? Are they old? Do they have similar careers? And I think that is just, let's look for patterns among the 5 to 10 people who I enjoy helping the most. And then I think step 3 to that is, what questions do these people have? And 3B or 4 is, how am I uniquely skilled to solve and answer those questions? Like, I think if you do those 4 things, you're in pretty good shape.
Here's the awesome part of this is I think you set this up for part 2 of the question, because part 1 is you said, go out and find things that you think are good and figure out how they got created. Let's say in my notes, it actually is, okay, I realize I'm not good at marketing. However, I can't quite afford help. Then what do I do?
Yeah. So I think that's 2 through 4 of what I just laid out, right? It's, who are my people that I love? It's kind of like the Venn diagram, right? Who are the people that I love? What are the questions that they have? How am I uniquely skilled to answer those questions? And then I think once you've done that, you can start to talk those words, talk those questions, those Q&As into existence. I think we drastically overcomplicate this, but hey, this is who we help. This is how we help them. These are the situations that we face. And I think, I truly believe that eagles hang with eagles, seagulls hang with seagulls. If you speak into existence the type of people that you love helping and how you help, you're going to get more of those people. I truly believe that.
I agree with that. How do the folks who self-admittedly say they're not good at marketing do that?
They got to figure out how to get good at marketing, because this business is largely marketing. I mean, we don't like to talk about that, but it is being able to communicate who we help. I think that you got to figure out something that you're the least bad at and go and start there, right? If you don't like being in front of a camera, which I think is a hang up for a lot of people, I think the easiest thing to do is to write. And if you don't like the social platforms for whatever reason, you already probably have a built-in network of people that like, know, and trust you, i.e. your clients and maybe centers of influence. Send out a short note and, do a little close at the end. If you say it a number of different ways, but essentially if there are people that who think that could benefit from this message, I'm glad to help them. If they're important to you, they're important to me. I am glad to help anybody answer these questions that we're answering.
I'm just interested to know, like folks reach out to you all the time. What do you tell them? Because I get it on my end, but I'm not one of you guys, right? Yeah. So I probably get a guarded message, or they're probably manipulating the questions or the answers a little bit that they share with me. But I'm so interested to know what it's like on your end when you get advisors that call you and are in one of those 2 boats. Like,
I think it's pretty easy to get to like the B- level, right? I think you could get to the B- going from bad to B- pretty quickly if you're willing to put in a little bit of work and choose something that you're comfortable with, whether it be video and kind of walking through the Q&A and who you help and how you do it, or the written through the newsletter and just letting people know that you're accepting new clients. And if people, that have questions, if they're important to you, they're important to us, you can get to a B- level. Now, if to get to the things that you're doing and helping me with, the A level, that's going to take considerable time, skill, and talent. And you're generally going to have to pay for that, either to hire someone like you or through years of figuring it out. I would suggest that people spend some money if they want to get to the A level of hiring you or someone like you, because most people don't have 10, 15 years to get to the point where you're at.
How often do you have the raw conversation with your contemporaries, meaning other advisors are calling you, asking you, picking your brain? Like, be real with me. How, like, do you soften the blow for them when you tell them this stuff? Or are you like, Johnny, like, straight up, like, your stuff's no good, and like, this is the hard truth?
Yeah. So I used to speak to a lot more advisors than I do today. I just don't have the capacity to do that. And I've tried to be very intentional over the last 2 years of who I let into my circle.
Music to my ears, by the way.
Yeah, you just can't help them all. But yeah, for the vast majority of people, it's a pretty short conversation. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm here to tell you the truth, and what you're doing is not good enough. I completely understand why nobody's picking up the phone and calling you.
How's the response to that?
Well, they generally don't like it too much. They hem and haw and make a few excuses. And, I just try to be really honest with them. Hey, you called me asking for my insights. And I promise you that what you're doing is not good enough and it won't work. And you're probably wasting your time. If you want to make changes, I can suggest some things to you, but what you're doing won't work. Posting more bad stuff won't make it work.